Welcome back, everyone. Today we'll be reacting to the greatest era of football. I'm Eddie.
I'm Anthony.
Check out our other reactions; they're fire. Let's see how this goes.
The greatest player in the history of Real Madrid, the finest goal scorer in the history of the Champions League. You are watching possibly the greatest footballer ever at the absolute peak of his powers. And then Ronaldo! Oh, look at this, Kevin. It's a brilliant run from Messi. Going to go all the way! Now they turns into trouble. Brilliant footwork. Amazing goal! Messi! Ronaldo! Oh, Messi! What a goal! Not too far out for him. A priceless goal from Lionel Messi! Ronaldo! Unbelievable! Messi shot! Oh, Messi! Oh, you beauty! Who is the best? Who is the best?
Bro, they're trying to hack us.
Technical difficulties.
That's a reaction.
It's part of the reaction.
It was too fast. It had to slow down at some point. It was too much fire. Like 30, what was it, 10 seconds?
Look, two guys off sides.
No one got him, bro.
VAR.
There's
The
no
video
bar.
stopped like right there so we can look at it.
We gotta analyze the past. Dude, what? Let's see. What is going on? Dude, what the hell?
It doesn't want to react us to
Messi
react
last
to
week,
this.
didn't we? Or 2 weeks ago, I should.
And then when we're not recording, we're just watching videos and then relax. Like, what the heck? Well, why didn't we just say, well, we got that intro, since it's technically the intro of the video.
They started with one of the best goals of my life, the
Which-
bicycle kick.
Oh, that one.
Ronaldo bicycle kick.
That
in
one's
the
against-
Champions League.
The one that he scored against Juventus.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, I think the only one that I seen better, at least, not in the moment, because this one was more meaningful because of where it was. It was in a Champions League final, but probably the best bicycle kick I seen is the Zlatan one.
Oh yeah, that one was pretty good too.
But this one has more meaning and it's technically better because of the moment of the game. You know, Zlatan was it was either a knockout match, it was either just a qualifying match, but this was in a
The
final.
one against England, right?
Yeah.
Sweden versus England.
So that was pretty crazy, obviously.
That one was pretty good.
But,
And it was like far out too.
Mhm. But I think this one, for where it was, you know, it was the final of the Champions League, and technically Juve could have like tied it at any point. So I think this, because of the moment it was, for me, it was better in that sense.
And the fact that the opponent, the opposition, their fans stood up clapping just showed how good the goal was.
And now they hate him for some reason.
Even though like he did hella good.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand what happened to Dybala. He should have been better than too, because he was already good.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's see if
I really liked how high he jumped for the bicycle kick though.
yeah, that was pretty high. Yeah, I don't know if I've seen someone else like in a similar area, in a similar or say location or place in the field that has done it like that. But I know there's people who have scored before like that, but he has jumped that high to get it. It was pretty high. The other one I think that I seen close to it is the Raúl Jimenez one.
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, it's the one that gave him the qualifiers for Mexico to the World Cup, I think. But it wasn't. But again, it was not. They didn't win. They just went through.
And didn't he also score on Buffon, that bicycle kick?
Ronaldo?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah, it was. I think it was. I think it was his last year at Juventus, maybe.
And he was like, damn.
He was like, I let him. No.
Alright, let's continue the video.
Player in the world.
We talked about Messi last week, didn't we? Or 2 weeks ago, I should say. And now it's all about Cristiano Ronaldo. Those two just keep pushing each other on, pushing the boundaries of greatness.
Exactly, and would they have been able, that's the question that I always ask myself, would they have been able to do this and keep this up, the relentlessness that they've shown without each other? If they was out on their own, no one else around, would they continue to have done this? That's the question.
I think they probably do add to the motivation.
I think that's what I liked in this. I like that they show it when they, respect each other.
Yeah, hugging and stuff.
I think when the commentator said it was really good, or really, summarized them to saying both of them just keep pushing the boundaries of greatness. Because I don't think I've seen anyone who in a sport keeps climbing and climbing and climbing for decades, for almost 2 decades.
Both breaking record after record after record.
Whether it's good or bad, they keep breaking record.
Would they have been able to do this and keep this up, the relentlessness that they've shown without each other? If they was out on their own, no one else around, would they continue to have done this? That's the question.
I think they probably do add to the motivation.
Yeah, 100%. I think all the great sportsmen in the world have always had that someone else to feed off. And I think this is another great rivalry in football. They don't talk about it. Seems like there's a bit of a respect between them. They don't ever mention each other really, but they're just phenomenal to watch. And people try and make comparisons of who's better, etc. Just enjoy them, man.
They're very different footballers as well in many ways, and what makes one better than the other?
Yeah, forget the comparisons. They're setting standards. We're taking them for granted. We're expecting goals in big games to change games. They do it week in, week out. They're out on their own.
As you said, completely different.
I think what he said right there, I think we're taking it for granted. Where instead of focusing on they're still scoring, still playing, they mostly focus on they're almost done, they're finished, or they focus on anything they do bad to depreciate what they're still doing.
Yeah, and everybody arguing with each other. Like that guy just said, just enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. And to be honest, that's one of my favorites, eras, when Messi was at Barca, Cristiano in Real Madrid. There was not a weekend where there was not a highlight of one or the other not doing the other. In Real Madrid first, Barca second, and vice versa. I don't think I ever seen someone, not just the team, but a player who was that dominant back to back to back to back to back to back.
Yeah. And look at it now when they're both gone. Madrid versus Barca, it doesn't hold the same feeling.
Not the same feeling. I'm not sure if it's still the same people watching. I don't think so.
It's definitely a classical, but it's not crazy anymore.
Mm-hmm. And you really want to find out, look at the clips in the past, the promos that they would do for the Clásico, before the Clásico, compared to the ones they do now. The one before, they would give you a story and really create a promo of Barca versus Madrid. Now it's just Real Madrid, Barcelona.
They're setting standards. We're taking them for granted. We're expecting goals in big games to change games. They do it week in, week out. They're out on their own. As you say, completely different, but enjoy them. And even though they give off a different persona from the outside, and we see them differently, that hunger is the same. It just looks differently from the outside. Yeah. They're both pushed on. They both want to beat each other, which has created this monster in both of them.
Yeah. They both deliver at the right time. They both deliver in big games. We've seen them score in Champions League finals, in huge matches all over the world. They're different footballers. One's diminutive, one's a kind of Adonis, but they give so much to the game.
Yeah, they do, and they create highlight reel after highlight reel after highlight reel, and it's just phenomenal. Just each game, even at the weekend just gone, Messi comes off the bench, rescues the game for Barcelona. They're doing it week in, week out, and we talk about players that get to the top. There's many players that get there and stay there for a year or two.
Yeah.
These lot have been there for 10, 12 years doing it, and when you look back and you start looking at the stats, like we said before the game, he's almost, I think he's a goal off 650 goals, Ronaldo. That is more than I had appearances. What about you? Similar.
Yeah, similar.
It's like it's ridiculous. So to see it when you put it down like that,
It's difficult for everybody else. You can't live with that. When individuals that good in a team, it makes it very hard for every other team to
You
deal
can
with.
talk about players from different eras, and that's kind of unfair as well because things change in the game.
Yeah.
The pitches are much better now that they play on. The facilities are better. The diet, everything is much better, isn't it now?
Yeah.
So it's hard to compare players from different generations, but the numbers.
Yeah.
The numbers, the statistics of these two are truly extraordinary.
Yeah, that's what stands out. And the game is a lot quicker, I have to say now. So these things probably level themselves out. Great players in different eras will be great players anyway. But as you say, the numbers make a difference. People can overlook stats. You can't. They smack you in the face.
Yeah.
The stats are incredible. To say that he scored more goals than appearances for Real Madrid, 650. I mean, that's abnormal.
I mean, I don't want to butt you up too much, you two guys, but you two world-class players, and you sit there, and we watch players, and you're thinking, you're in awe of them in many ways, and they're at a different level to world-class.
Yeah, you can't look at that.
Yeah.
Like, they're up there somewhere.
Yeah.
And all the other players in the world, don't care what their egos are saying and what they think of themselves, they're looking up there going, I wish, and I can't get to that level. They ain't going to get to that level. It's just, it's like Frank said, it's abnormal. But what I would say about what it gives a team when you've got a player like that in your team, the confidence that spreads throughout the team that we do our jobs right, we just get it right ourselves, keep the back door shut, no goals against. He will score us a goal. He'll get us a chance minimum.
I remember when I played against Diego Maradona and met him on a couple of occasions, obviously 86, the World Cup game where, not the handball goal, but the other goal. It was the one time in my whole career where I felt like I ought to applaud. I mean, you get those sort of moments of players having a respect for genius.
Yeah, and that, sorry to interrupt, Frank, but them type of goals, like, as a football fan.
What do you think so far, bro? I watched this video before. It's like my second time, but he's never watched this video.
He said it would give me goosebumps. It's definitely not giving me goosebumps. No, just kidding. 1 out of 10 so far.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
I was about to say.
I think this is a pretty good video so far.
Yeah, but what do you think from what they're saying? Like
This, I think this is the video where it has like people speaking facts.
exactly.
Like they're actually speaking facts about the two best players currently.
And maybe in like history so far.
Yeah.
Not just that, it's also, those were also world-class players, the ones that were there, right? And it's like you could overlook anything else, but their stats are like right here. Like you can't overlook that.
Yeah.
And then
I like the clips that they added because these guys aren't arguing against each other or like aren't saying negative things, like putting one or the other down. They're just like explaining why they're so good.
And I like how it's different because obviously there's a lot of Messi and Ronaldo highlights, but this one is like they're talking over the highlights to like almost remind us as they're talking of what they have accomplished. Like, look at this journey that they've been through, and that's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And I remember the commentary on that goal. That turns, a little squat man. Like, you remember things like that. It's like today, people remember where they were when that goal went in. And likewise, Zidane goal in the Champions League final. These goals create great memories, and you remember that occasion and that time, what you was doing, what you was wearing, etc. Unbelievable.
I think, I can't split them at the moment, but I think they are over all the eras. And we see old videos, it's not easy to compare, but the ruthlessness, not just the ability, but the hunger and the ruthless finishing.
And the longevity.
Game after game, year after year, scoring in important games, things that we take for granted. It's not been done before to this level, it hasn't.
It's Ronaldo. Oh, he's done it! He has only gone and done it! Could this be the hat-trick before half-time? Oh, brilliant! The most challenging active footballer of his generation. Cristiano Ronaldo takes his time, still got time. Oh, 2-0.
Messi away from 2, 3, 4. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. How good is he?
Cristiano Ronaldo, who else on a big night?
Good ball.
Ronaldo, he's onside. He's beaten the defence. He draws Valdez. Cristiano Ronaldo.
We were talking about the classicals too. Here it is.
No, they're giving you
when
like
they battle it out, like every single classical.
exactly, and I think that's really cool that they're showing it right now after they talked about both of them.
With a platinum touch, Lionel Messi! Oh my goodness! Lionel Messi does it again. He's superhuman. Another chapter in the incredible story of this little man.
Quería la 3, acá está la 3. Vica el Barça y Vica Cataluña.
1, 2, 3, ¡a Madrid!
Like, look at how much passion and like just the atmosphere you feel around them too, being at those two clubs.
Yeah. I rate this goosebumps out of 10. Like he said. Like he said.
Yeah, the first time I watched it, I was like, I wasn't even like, I forgot everything. You know, I was just like, dang, like this just took me back down memory lane. Like,
Yeah.
I remember that highlight. I remember that game.
Very good way of putting it. Like it just all the memories in one video.
Mm-hmm. And then I think what also people forget when they compare both of them, I think you and I were talking about it earlier today, it's like they're different personalities, right?
Yeah.
Like
Different personalities, different lifestyles.
different countries.
Yeah.
You know, like you can't expect them to be exactly the same either. Right?
Yeah.
Like imagine if Messi was exactly like Ronaldo, or Ronaldo exactly like Messi. There would be like no comparison or nothing to argue, or to me it would be more boring.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like, oh, they're doing the same thing.
To me too, to be honest. Like if they're both just posting workout videos on Instagram or something.
Exactly. Or like they're posting the same thing.
Yeah, there's no difference.
And then also, you know, I'm a Barca fan. He likes Real Madrid. But despite that, you know, I'm a football lover or fan. So even though I wanted Real Madrid to lose, I also didn't want them to lose like all the games, because if you're a football fan, like that's not good for the game. There's no entertainment when there's only one team winning and winning and winning.
Yeah.
Even though Real Madrid does have like a freaking 13 or how many Champions Leagues.
That also goes with like the players. Like if there's only one player dominating all the time.
And I think about it this way: would Ronaldo be the best player if he was in a different era than Messi, and then Messi came after? Would Messi be the greatest player, or vice versa? Messi first and then Ronaldo. Like, would that comparison be the same, or would it be like a different? How to say? Would you say Ronaldo was the greatest and then Messi was the greatest, or would you still say they both the greatest? Like if they play in different eras.
Good question.
And,
go on.
And even if they don't, they say they don't compete against each other. To be honest, I'm not sure if it would have been the same if they were like at two different eras. I'm not sure about that, because I'm assuming to some extent they had to outdo one another. They're like, oh, Messi's doing good, I should do good too. Not to compete with them, but just to be the greatest.
Yeah, I honestly feel like they motivate each other.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they don't want to say it, they motivate each other to be the greatest.
Mm-hmm. And then imagine if there was... No, I'm going to say, or when have you heard Ronaldo or Messi talk about one another? Like say something bad about the other?
Never.
I never heard Messi saying that he doesn't like Ronaldo or whatever it is. I never heard. I know they're not friends, but they're not, you know, they don't have to, and technically they don't have to like each other to just to be the greatest.
You you don't always have to be friends with everyone. You know?
Exactly. What I did like about them as football players, they also speak about FIFA a lot, like the treatment of the players. No one listens unless it's Messi or Ronaldo talking.
Yeah. In the video, I also liked how Rio mentioned that these create memories, the goals create memories where you remember where you were during those goals. You remember what you were doing. You remember what you were eating.
Exactly.
Or where you were watching it. Who you were watching it with.
What would be, I think you mentioned it at the beginning, but if that was the moment you picked for Ronaldo, that you remember not just Ronaldo memory, but also in your memory, what would be it that you were doing that day? That you also, oh, I know when that goal happened because I did this.
Honestly, I kind of remember like a lot of Ronaldo's goals.
Yeah.
But I really like the bicycle kick move.
That one.
Yeah. I remember when that went in, I was like,
he's the greatest.
Did that just really happen? You know? I was shocked. Because Ronaldo doesn't even make that many bicycle kick goals.
No,
and to make one like that, shocking.
Yeah, it was like a perfect combination. I think for me, the one I would say is the one where Messi dribbled all the Real Madrid defense in Champions League and scored. And that day I wasn't doing anything. I was just watching the game, sitting on the couch. And I was like, the game's going back and forth, Barca's winning 1-0. And then that happened, I was like, that's Ramos, freaking Marcelo, then Casillas is the goalie. I was like, Arbeloa. I was like, what happened?
See, that goes back to what Rio said. You remembered exactly what you were doing. Mm-hmm. You were just sitting on the couch, watching.
And again, to me, it just made me happy that both of them were doing great, because that's good for football and to get that competition going, right? Not necessarily, I want Ronaldo to do better today because Messi scored. Again, that wouldn't be good for football, I don't think.
Yeah, and everybody still nowadays wants to be Ronaldo or Messi. Mm-hmm. They want to be the next.
It's either one or the other. Your hero. Who you like Ronaldo, who you like Messi.
Yeah.
You don't hear I want to be Salah or something.
Shots fired, dude.
Nah, but there's other players who are inspirational too. Son. A lot of people would say they want to be like Son, maybe. Yeah. I mean, Mbappe. I don't think Mbappe does good with his club, even though he does score goals. But he could be the first young player who could win 3 World Cups. Because he already has one. Second one almost there, but we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Anyways, comment down below what was your favorite Messi or Ronaldo goal, and what were you doing that day, if you remember.
And if you guys really love football, I recommend this video. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
Any you guys want specific reactions or breakdown on any other football video, let us know. We play soccer too, so we understand the game.
Thanks for watching, guys.